This World Cup has been absolutely insane. And I don't mean the big teams winning, I mean the moments where everything we expected just fell apart. The upsets, the results that made you stop and stare at your screen. I went back and looked at every single one. I looked at the numbers before each game, and I want to show you exactly what happened, because the story behind each upset is different, and each one tells us something important about football. Let's start from the beginning. Ecuador versus Germany. This was supposed to be easy. Germany, former world champions, one of the deepest squads in the tournament. Ecuador, a team ranked outside the top 30 in the world, a team that most people couldn't name three players from. Before the game, every number pointed to Germany. The ratings, the form, the history, everything said Germany win this comfortably. But here is what the numbers don't tell you. Ecuador came into this tournament angry. They had something to prove, and from the first whistle, you could see it. They pressed higher than Germany expected. They ran more. They fought for every ball. Germany had possession. Ecuador had purpose. First half, Ecuador score. Germany shake their heads. It's fine. We'll come back. Second half, Ecuador score again. Now Germany panic. They push forward. They leave space. Ecuador sit back and defend. And Germany, with all their stars, cannot find a way through. Final whistle. Ecuador 2, Germany 1. One of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. And the data said it could happen. Not likely, but possible. That is all an underdog needs. A chance. Now let's talk about Turkey versus Paraguay. This one flew under the radar. Turkey were playing at home. Well, in their assigned city. Strong squad, good atmosphere, fans behind them. Paraguay came in quiet. No headlines, no big names. Every model had Turkey winning or drawing. Paraguay had a different plan. They defended from the first minute. I mean, really defended. Low block, compact, disciplined. Turkey had the ball, but they couldn't find a way through. Every time Turkey got close, Paraguay had a body in the way. Then one moment changed everything. Paraguay broke fast on the counter. One pass, two touches, goal. Turkey 0, Paraguay 1. And from that moment, Turkey chased the game desperately. They pushed every man forward. They left gaps at the back. Paraguay nearly scored again. Final whistle. Paraguay win 1-0. The lesson here is simple. You don't need to outplay the favorite. You need to outsmart them. Paraguay did exactly that. And then there was South Africa versus South Korea. This one genuinely surprised me. South Korea came in as clear favorites. Better squad, better form, better everything on paper. They had pace up front, creativity in midfield. South Africa were seen as the weakest team in their group. But South Africa had a plan, and that plan was simple. Defend, stay organized, and wait for your moment. South Korea had the ball for most of the game. They created chances, they shot, they crossed, but South Africa's goalkeeper was incredible. And then, one moment, a corner, a flick, a header, South Africa won, South Korea 0, and from there, South Africa defended like their lives depended on it. Every clearance, every block, every tackle, they gave everything they had. Final whistle. South Africa win 1-0. A result that nobody saw coming, but a result that made complete sense if you watch the game. So, what do these three upsets have in common? Let me tell you. First, the underdog had a clear plan. Ecuador pressed high, Paraguay sat deep, South Africa defended and waited. Each team knew exactly what they were doing. No confusion, no hesitation. Second, the underdog scored at the right moment, not early, not lucky. They scored when it hurt the most, when the favorite started to relax, when the favorite thought it was just a matter of time. Third, once they were ahead, they held on. They didn't try to score again. They didn't get greedy. They just defended and defended and defended until the final whistle. Now here is the big question. If the data showed these upsets were possible, why did everyone miss them? Because we see what we expect to see. Germany, big team, big players, must win. That is how most people think. But the data just shows probabilities. Germany had a high chance of winning, not a guarantee. And in football, there are no guarantees. Ecuador proved that on the pitch. Paraguay proved that on the pitch. South Africa proved that on the pitch. Three teams, three upsets, three stories that remind us why we watch this game. Because on any given day, anyone can win. The favorite has the edge, but the underdog always has a chance, and that chance is enough. That is what this World Cup has shown us so far, and there are more games to come, more moments, more shocks, more stories, and I will be here with the numbers before every single one. If you want the stats before the next big game, hit subscribe because the next upset is coming. I don't know when, I don't know who, but I know it's coming, and I want you to see it before it happens. StatSketch, bad drawings, real data, no excuses.